AndyNowicki, altrightnovelist.com. I wanted to record or make a record of a recent conversation that I had via private messaging with a thot-bot, for lack of a better term, just because I think it's interesting to note, and I want to relate the conversation and then tell you what I think the significance of it is. So I was friended by this girl, if it is a girl. We'll just go on. I will use the pronoun she to describe her because, well, I have my doubts, very strong doubts, that this picture is, and this name is really attached to an authentic person corresponding to that name and that picture. Nevertheless, for the sake of discussion here, to facilitate things, I will call her her. So I've gotten a flurry of requests from attractive young girls who I don't know, with profile pictures that show off their attractiveness and youth, and I have generally not accepted their hand in Facebook friendship because I know this scam quite well by now. And but this one got through for whatever reason. I guess I maybe checked her profile and thought that maybe it looked iffy, and that it could go either way, and that if something happened, I could defriend her after that. So I posted something about the question of whether it would be better to live in my car or to squat in an abandoned house. That was a recent Facebook post of mine. And I suddenly heard from this person. She waved at me first, and then she asked, "How come you have no place to stay?" My response, "I just want to live an authentic life," winky face. I didn't want to give any kind of deep reason. The truth is I do have some place to stay, but I was just asking a hypothetical question. But I didn't want to get into that with her. So, is it a choice or did you get kicked out? Now, the point is it's a hypothetical question. It's not an either-or scenario. But in any case, I just answered choice because I wanted to cut off at the pass any access that I would maybe give her to saying, "Oh, your girlfriend or your wife kicked you out of the house. Oh, that's too bad. Here, call me at this number, and for a small fee, we can have sexy talk," or something like that. I don't know how it works exactly, and don't let it get to that point. But I was just sort of wanting to see where this all would go, so that was why I was answering her. Then she asked, "Can I ask why?" This kind of got my back up, and I asked, "Can I ask why you want to know?" "I'm just curious. Like I said above, I want to live an authentic life." So, again, sticking with the question, the answer I gave above, okay, thumbs up. And I thought that would be it. I thought that, I would get rid of her after that. There was really no further opening for her to go from there. She could ask what I meant by an authentic life, but I didn't think she would really ask that. So I thought that it was over. But then she goes on. "The car is probably better and safer than the abandoned house." And I answer, yes. Just sort of interested in seeing exactly where this will go from here. She says, "There are a lot of drug addicts, criminals, and alcoholics in abandoned houses. In your car, at least, you can be alone there and lock it." Now, these were all things that were said in the YouTube, in the Facebook thread where I asked this hypothetical question, and I sort of said on that thread that yes, I was leaning toward the car, definitely, but I just wanted to get people's thoughts about it. Why she's private messaging me these things instead of just joining in on the thread, which I would think she would do if she were an authentic person instead of somebody running a scam, is beyond me. But I still go along with it. Yes, the car is definitely the best option. And she goes on, "Shelters are the same as abandoned houses full of junkies, drunkards, criminals. You can also camp and set up a tent outside in a forest or on the beach. Okay, all true. But at this point, I decide to just look and see where is the man behind the curtain, metaphorically speaking, reference to Wizard of Oz. And I'm going to pay attention to the man behind the curtain and find out exactly what he's all about. So I ask, how do you know me? She goes on, oblivious. It's true what you said, that you should never live at someone else's place, because even though they say it's for free, it never is for free. No matter if it's a friend or girlfriend, it's the same for both. So this is in reference to something that was said on the thread, actually. And this is what I find interesting about this. I'll go into more detail about this later, but normally thot-bots are very, in their opening, in their appeal, in how they introduce themselves to you, they're very open-ended, and it's really irritating. They just suddenly pop on and say, hello, and then go from there. In her case, though, she actually paid attention to this thing that I wrote and the thread that followed. And so I wrote above this, how do you know me? And then after she says all this stuff, I say, which she ignored, I say, how do I know you? And then she answers evasively, I don't remember whether you added me or I added you. I don't recall. Feel free to unfriend me or block me if it disturbs you. And then I say, it's cool. Just because I don't feel the need to unfriend or block because I'm not disturbed. I just want to know what the hell's going on here. So I get her to talk some more. She says, I lived outside too. She's opening up a little. Quote unquote, opening up a little about herself. To invite intimacy or invite a feeling of solidarity or something. I don't know. She writes, I lived outside too, in a tent in the woods for almost half a year, about. I prefer that than to live at someone's place, boyfriend or friend. I learned the hard way that it was a very bad idea. Okay, so she's trying to associate, to say, yeah, I see your point there. You're definitely right on that score. And I've been through a lot of the same things too. I've been homeless. I've lived in a tent, blah, blah, blah. So then I ask, are you actually a girl? Be honest. I don't think she's actually going to be honest. I don't know whether she's actually a girl or not, but I have my doubts. Then she answers, yes, why do you ask? It's okay, I'm doubtful. Yes, I'm a girl, why do you ask? It's okay, I'm not looking for anything anyway. I just talk with people online, nothing more. So I don't know why I would lie about my gender. And then I answer, because posing as a pretty girl and communicating with men is a fairly common scam. She answers, right, if you want money out of men, if you want something out of men like money, I don't. I'm not even asking for money. Then why are you... well, anyway, she's not. It's true, she hasn't yet asked for money. Why did you add me if you don't know me? I don't know, and then she goes back to saying before, I don't know if it was me who added you or if it was you who added me. I answer, you added me. Look, if it bothers you so much that we are friends on Facebook, you still have the option to unfriend me or block me. It's one click away. Again, no need to act like a police officer and to interrogate me. Just a simple question. Jeez. And that response is, of course, a manipulative response. It's sort of a, boy, you're giving me the third degree. That's really not cool. Instead of just answering the damn question. And then I get a little cheeky. I say, are you a 60-year-old man in Bangladesh? I'm not sure where I got Bangladesh from. I'm not sure if that's the most likely place this would happen. But are you a 60-year-old girl or 60-year-old man in Bangladesh posing as a 20-year-old Eastern European girl who speaks perfect English? Actually, she doesn't quite speak perfect English, but it's very good English for a foreigner, ostensible foreigner. Instead of answering, she says, well, if you are that insecure, you should probably unfriend me. I don't have to want to have to justify myself or explain myself. Why not explain yourself? Why not? You're suddenly chatting with a stranger online. He's asking who you are, what you're doing, why you're communicating with him. You can't just explain a thing about yourself. So I say, you could tell me the truth. Is that so much to ask? Why did you add me? She says, I already answered your question. I really hate this question. I don't even have to answer this question of yours. Please unfriend me instead of asking me the same questions over and over. Thank you. Why not just unfriend me? You know? So this is, of course, another attempt at manipulation. She wants me to say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, blah, blah, blah. Please take me back. But instead I say, I don't care if you're offended. That's a manipulative trick to get offended and to make me feel guilty. No, that's not. I could not care less about an insignificant 50-year-old man. Now this makes me think she's a woman, because that kind of vindictiveness, that kind of going for the jugular, I mean, wow. And I'm only 47. Do I really look 50? I mean, look at me. Do I look 50 to you, honestly? Well, no, not honestly. Tell me, don't I look 47? I don't look a day over 47, do I? Really? Anyway, insignificant 50-year-old man. So I asked, then why did you add me? I never claimed significance for myself about the insignificant part. Please stop talking to me. You're a strange individual. That's